What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're talking about escaping the rat race. But before we start, please consider subscribing. We're going to be talking a lot about investing on this channel, personal mindset, etc. So you don't want to miss out on future videos. The first question we got to ask ourselves is, what is the rat race? How do we know if we're in the rat race? I know for me, I've been in the rat race before. The rat race is where you're chasing money, where you're never satisfied. You're always chasing the new car, the new house. You're keeping up with the Joneses. It's this never-ending cycle. It's like a rat on a little hamster wheel, just going and never being satisfied. So how do we get out of the rat race? I want to take it step by step. So the first step that I think you would need to take to get out of the rat race would be to design your dream life. So what does your dream life consist of? And I think your dream life is going to have three categories: economic, time, and location. So the first one, economically speaking. How much money do you want to be making per month to live your dream life, right? Are you going to want cash flow? Do you want a large amount of money so that you can have fun and do a bunch of real estate deals or start different kinds of businesses? You got to design your dream life. What is it that you want in your dream life? So first one would be economically speaking. Where do you want to be set up? Do you want to be making $5,000 a month in cash flow, $10,000 a month in cash flow? Do you want $10 million in the bank, $5 million in the bank? Do you just want something that you can enjoy and put your energy into and it'll pay you 50 grand a year? Totally fine. You got to design your dream life first, starting with the economic aspect. The second aspect, time. Who do you want to be spending your time with? You have, family and friends, your wife. Do you want to, spend time with your wife going for walks daily? Do you want to spend time with your kids, homeschooling your kids? Whatever it is, you got to decide what's your dream life in regards to time. The third aspect is location. Where do you want to spend your dream life? Do you want to be in the mountains? Do you want to be at the beach? For me, I want to live abroad. I want to live in different countries. So that's my dream life. That's where I want to be. You got to decide your location. And I would recommend for all three of these aspects, use a dream board. So a dream board essentially is just a board, and you cut out pictures of the things that you want in your dream life, put them on the board. And then every day you look at that board and you move closer to that goal because you're seeing it every day. So that's the first step, is design your dream life. Design the things that you want to see in your life. We all need goals in life. I feel like the average person doesn't aim too high. They aim too low. They don't have any goals. If your goal every morning is just to get up to pay the lousy bills, that's not a very good goal. That's not going to get you excited. So set something up to where every day you're excited to move towards your dream life. I know for me, I'm excited. Every morning I wake up and I'm excited because I'm moving one step closer to my dream life. So economically, time, and location. Figure those three out. Once you have those three set up, the next step is the pathway to this dream life. Step number 2. So first thing that I would say is, if you have any debts, work on getting those debts down. And one of the biggest aspects of this, one of the biggest reasons why people are in the rat race is because their outgo is more than their income. They make $100,000 and they spend $110,000. And it's kind of crazy to me. I remember when I was a busboy, I was only making probably like 40 or 50 grand a year, but I was saving more than people that had, 100 grand coming in a year. They were making 100 grand a year, and a busboy was out saving them. How does that happen, right? So your outgo, I've always heard the saying, if your outgo exceeds your income, your upkeep will be your downfall. If you have more going out than coming in, you're not going to be able to get ahead. That's the whole part of the rat race, is that you don't have enough coming in to be able to move ahead in life. So can you get that outgo to be less, and can you get that income to be more? Can you start to be able to save a little bit and start to pay down some of those debts? Try to get rid of the liabilities. If you have a new car, try to get rid of it. Try to, if you have big things that are weighing you down, that are sucking you dry of all that income that you have coming in, can you get rid of anything? Can you downsize? That would be probably the first step that I would take. So what things are you naturally good at? Were you really good at piano in your younger days? Maybe you could turn that into a little side business where you teach young people how to play the piano, and you charge $50 an hour, and that could make you an extra $500 a month. Okay, so identify your strengths. I like using this formula. If you had to go to one of your friends right now, a random friend, and give them advice on something, what would that thing be that you would give them advice on? And once you come up with that answer, that might be something that you can use to leverage to make extra money on the side. Biggest thing I think is that everybody has value to share, even if you don't think you do. I was talking the other day with a gentleman who wanted to start a YouTube channel, and he didn't think that he had any value to share. And I got to hearing a little bit about his story, and he actually had 2 DUIs. And I said, man, I don't have any DUIs. Why don't you turn on the camera and start talking about the lessons you learned from getting 2 DUIs and why you shouldn't do it, etc. And I think everybody has experience, everybody has value to share, even if it sounds crazy like you got a DUI. I've never gotten a DUI before, so maybe I could learn something from your video. So everybody has value to share. You just have to tap into that inside, and you have to stop criticizing every single thought that you have and your opinion, because there is things that you know that others don't know, or there's things that you've lived that others haven't lived, and you can share that with them. So once you've identified the skills and strengths that you have and a possible vehicle to start making a little bit of extra income on the side, there's now 3 aspects that you can tap into. So aspect number 1 would be money. So whatever it is that you're doing, most of the time it's going to require some money. Now, certain things maybe not. Like for instance, YouTube, if you have a camera or a phone, you can just turn it on and start recording. It's pretty much priceless to get started. You don't even have to pay anything. As long as you have a camera, you can get started. But certain kinds of businesses, certain things may require a little bit of money. So do you have the money to start investing in this little side business? If you don't, maybe you know somebody that does. Maybe you can link up with a family member or a good friend or somebody in your network, and you can tell them about this idea you have, and maybe they can invest in you. The second aspect would be skills. So maybe, like I was saying before, maybe you have a skill that you can monetize. Maybe you have a skill that you can get paid for on the side. Like I said, maybe it's teaching piano. Maybe it's teaching people how to drive. Maybe it is painting. Maybe it is real estate. Maybe you got some real estate investments that you're good at, and you kind of have a nose for finding good deals. Can those things be monetized on the side? So think about your skills and experience. Can those things be monetized? Think about it. And if not, can you find somebody that does have those skills or experience, and can you bring some money in to invest in them, and together you guys can split the profit? And the last aspect in terms of the pathway to getting out of the rat race is your relationships. Almost every business starts because of a relationship. You meet somebody that wholesales a certain product, you can buy it off of them for cheap in bulk, and you can resell it in a certain market. But that doesn't come by until you have that relationship. So reach out to people in your free time when you're not working in the rat race. Try to reach out to others and build relationships, because relationships is how we get side businesses started. It's how we get out of the rat race, because we all have something that we can share of value. And when we have relationships, that can connect us to people that we never would have thought we could be connected to, and it can open doors to things that we never could have imagined or done on our own. So once you found this vehicle, how can it be scaled? How can it be scaled to that dream life number that you're looking for? Maybe it's $5,000 a month in residual income. Maybe you have started an online business, you're selling some kind of product. How can it be scaled? Does it have the potential to be scaled? If it does, great. The next step that you're going to want to do is what's called the law of 100. Do something 100 times and you're bound to get some kind of result. And it's bound to tell you whether this can work or not. So for instance, when I started YouTube, my goal was just, hey, I want to record 100 videos. I want to get 100 subscribers. I want to get 100 views on a video. That was my basic goal. And once you do something 100 times, you can see if it's going to work or not. And typically, you're going to get some kind of result. And it's going to tell you, it's going to be a big indicator whether you can scale that or not. So for me and my YouTube, I just started recording videos day after day, just putting stuff out there, and I started getting traction. It started building up. It gave me the confidence. But if I would have just done it for a few days, I would have quit, because I only got a few views in the first couple days. But if you do it for 100 days or 100 times, you do something for 100 times, you're bound to get some kind of result. So for me, also investing in real estate, I just wanted to make $100 a month. If I could make $100 a month, it proved to me that it was possible. So whatever you're doing with this thing, now that you have some kind of vehicle, can it be done 100 times? And if it is done 100 times, what's going to be the result? And if it shows that there's growth, keep at it. But the biggest thing I think in this last thing, which is take action, is that you're going to have to sacrifice time, effort, and energy. So after work, if you're working a 9 to 5, after work, you got to stop scrolling on Instagram. You got to stop diddle-daddling around and watching Netflix. You got to focus your time. And a lot of the time, people around you are not going to understand what you're doing. You're probably going to get criticized. But you have to at least try something 100 times, and you got to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice. And this whole time while you're trying to get out of the rat race, I would recommend don't quit your job. Keep your 9 to 5, but discover time outside of work, because we all have time. We all have the same 24 hours a day. So after work, you've got to have at least an hour or so to be able to dedicate. What are you doing in that hour? Take advantage of that time. Make sacrifices, and you're going to start to see results in that certain thing. Once you start seeing results, keep scaling it, keep growing it. And as you see results, you're going to be more excited. You're going to be more motivated to get closer to that dream life that you're looking for. And once you've built it up enough to where you can actually quit your job, that's going to lead into the 4th and final step, which is now go ahead and teach others. That's a whole nother part of your dream life, is teaching others the way that you got there. That's kind of it in terms of getting out of the rat race. I wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of us are in the rat race right now. We're trying to get out of the 9 to 5. We're trying to get out of the corporate life. Maybe it's real estate investing. Maybe it's RV park investing like what I'm doing. Whatever it is, scale that up in your side time that you have, because we all have time. Give it a go. Keep trying. Do it 100 times until you get some kind of result. But thank you so much for watching. If you got value out of this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.